All rise. We will away. Please be seated. Voivode.
Thank you very much, witness. Welcome back. Mr. Fowl will continue his cross-examination. We're in open session.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good morning, Mr. Witness.
Good morning.
We ended this session on Wednesday talking about an alleged harambe that took place at location D on 19 November 2007. Do you recall that?
Yes, I recall.
Now, Mr. Witness, I want us to discuss some of the other details about this alleged harambe which you told the prosecution. Are we together?
Yes.
I would like to show you a photograph. Court officer, kindly put this photograph up the screen, and please do not broadcast it outside the courtroom and the transmission room. It is contained in tab 19, rather tab 18. It is KEN D09 0038 0722.
The photograph is being shown to the witness.
Yes. Mr. Witness, do you know the person shown in this photograph?
Yes, I know him.
And please do not mention his name because we are in public session. Kindly take a look at the PIS that has been provided and tell us whether you see his name on the PIS.
Yes, I have seen.
And what is the pseudonym provided for this name? Person what?
NBIS.
Yes. For how long have you known this person?
I've known him for 13 years.
How did you come to know him? And please do not reveal any information that would lead to your identification.
I knew him as a teacher of the location D.
Mr. Witness, you said in paragraph 37 of your statement, and I quote, "The master of ceremony was the school principal," and then you mentioned the name contained in the PIS as person N. And then you went on to say he advised people to give with a generous heart. Mr. President, this is contained in this first statement of the witness at page 0025. This is in tab 1. It's prosecution exhibit 132. It's KEN-0OTP-0109-0019-01. I'm referring specifically at paragraph 37, contained in page 0025. Can you see it, Mr. Witness? The photograph may be taken off the screen. And Mr. Witness, what I read out is actually correct. And if it is not, the OTP would bring it up. This is what you said, that the master of ceremony was the school principal, and you mentioned the name contained in the PIS as person N, and then you went on to say that he advised people to give with a generous heart. Is that correct, Mr. Witness? That's what you told the prosecution?
Yes.
We note that there is a difference in the name that you have given for as the principal, person N. Is person N different from the person you have seen on the photograph?
No.
Are you suggesting that they are one and the same person? This is the person you were referring to in paragraph 37?
Yes.
Are you aware that his correct name is what is stated in the PIS as person N bis? That is the name you pointed out earlier?
Yes.
And Mr. Witness, I would like to examine another document, but before I do that, kindly help the court understand the titles that are given to heads of secondary schools in Kenya.
Mr. Fowl, before you move on, are you done with the photo?
Yes, Mr. President.
What do you intend to do with it?
I would seek to admit it into evidence. I wanted to do that as soon as I finish every segment of the examination. Otherwise, I can do it as soon as I use the material.
Let us do it that way. Do it as soon as you use the material. Let's avoid piling up.
I am well guided, Mr. President. Mr. President, I would just wish to take us back a little bit. I had omitted to ask that a photograph that I had previously shown to the witness be admitted into evidence. And this is KEN-D09.
Wait. Is there something else?
Yes,
all right, let's deal with the photo we've just seen now. After that, we can take up the other matter.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. May I ask that the photograph we just seen be admitted into evidence? It is KEN-D09-0038-0722, contained in tab 18. This is the photograph of person N bis, teacher at location D. May we ask that it be admitted into evidence, Mr. President?
No objection.
No objection.
Admitted as the next Ruto defense exhibit.
And Mr. President,
the confidential document KEN D09-0038-0722 will bear the number EVD T D09-00241.
And Mr. President, as I intimated a little earlier, I had omitted to ask to put into evidence a photograph that was shown to the witness. It is KEN-D09-0038-0069. It is contained in tab 7, and it's a photograph of Honorable Ruto at a location we had seen. May we ask that it be admitted into evidence, please?
No objection, Your Honor.
No objection.
Admitted as the next Ruto defense exhibit.
The confidential document KEN D09-0038-0069 will bear the number EVD T D09-00241. 0242.
Thank you very much. Mr. Witness, in Kenya, secondary schools in Kenya, for that matter.
Mr. Fowl, hold on, please. Witness, can you look at paragraph 37 of your statement? Your first statement to the UTP. Court officer, it would be the year and reference would be OTP 01090025.
Yes, Mr. President, it's being shown to the witness.
All right. Witness, looking at paragraph 37, do you know, you see the spelling of that name that appears there? Do you know anyone else whose name is spelled precisely in that manner?
No, Mr. President.
Thank you. Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Witness, in secondary schools in Kenya, is there any title that is used interchangeably with the title principal?
I don't know.
Do you know the term headmaster?
Yes, I know.
Is that term used interchangeably with principal in secondary schools in Kenya?
No.
It is your testimony that in secondary schools, they don't use the term head teacher or headmaster.
Yes.
Let him explain the difference, that he understands it, between the two terminologies, principal and headmaster.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Witness, can you explain to the court your understanding of the differences between principal and headmaster?
What I understand is that the head teachers of secondary schools in Kenya have the title principals. Yeah, and then some are senior principal. Then for the primary schools, we have the head teacher.
Do the head teacher and the headmaster, the headmaster and the principal, do they perform the same functions?
Yes, they perform.
Thank you.
Are you saying, witness, that in primary schools, the head teacher is headmaster?
Yeah, sometimes back, that name headmaster was used so much, headmaster and headmistress, if she was a lady. But of late, what the name that is used mostly is head teacher.
Oh, right. But at the time when the terminology headmaster and headmistress were used, and one can see why it makes sense to unify the titles. But at the time when headmaster and headmistress were used, at what level of education would the head teacher be described with those titles?
The head teacher the headmaster or headmistress were those teachers who went to teacher training colleges. They had the certificate for of teacher training colleges for primary schools.
For primary schools.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Witness, I'd just like to move forward on this, and I would like to show you a document. It is a document we had seen yesterday. It's contained in tab 17. It has been MFI'd. It is, the ERN number is KEN. KEN D09 0038 0429, contained in tab 17. Just give me a second to provide the MFI number. But in the meantime, could this document be put up the screen for the witness and let it not be broadcast outside?
The document is being shown.
Mr.
Witness.
Are you sure
Yes.
about the ERN number?
This one had not been used before. So just show the document to the witness. It had not been used before, so it doesn't have an MFI number. Can you see the document, Mr. Witness?
Yes, I have seen.
And could you, don't mention the name, okay, would you agree that it is a document purportedly from location D?
Yes.
And it is a document dated 29 October 2007, correct?
Yes.
And it is a letter addressed to the district education officer for Washing Gishu. Is that right?
Yes, it is right.
And it is talking about nomination of the Board of Governors. Is that right?
Yes.
And if you look at the bottom of the document, you would see a name below the signature. Do you see that?
Yes, I have seen.
And could you confirm that the name or one of the names you have seen below the signature is also the name listed as person P in the PIS? Do you see that, Mr. Witness?
Yes, I have seen.
And you have seen that person P signed this letter as principal.
Yes.
Let me take this again. The person who signed, you see the name of the person who signed this letter. Is it the name that is listed as person P in the PIS?
Yes.
So, Mr. Witness, we say that person NBIS was not principal at location D in 2007. What do you say to that?
You are correct.
I would move on, Mr. Witness. I would show you another document. Before I move away from this, perhaps, Mr. President, may I ask that this document be marked for identification?
It will be so marked.
Mr. Oh, sorry.
The confidential document KEN D0900380429 will bear the number MFI T D09000243.
Mr. President, may I ask to go into a private session for 2 minutes?
Private session.
We are in open session, Mr. President.
Mr. Witness, I would like to show you another document. We had seen this document before. It is the logbook contained in tab 8. It is KEN-D09-0038. It is Ruto Defense MFI 230. And specifically, we want to see page 0669. If you could kindly put that page on the screen, please.
Could you please repeat the first page of the document, the year and number of the first page of the document? The last 4 digits?
0498, and specifically at page 0669.
What tab did you already indicate the tab? 8, you say?
Yes, Mr. President. Could you enlarge the entry dated 14 June 2007, 14/06/07, please? Mr. Witness, do you see that entry in the logbook?
Yes, I have seen.
You would agree with me that it is an entry of 14 June 07. Is that right?
Yes.
And Mr. Witness, you would agree that it states, receive a letter of deploy.
Okay, we're in public session, you know that?
Yes, Mr. President. That's why I opted to read it myself. Received a letter of deploy, something missing, of the D/HT, Mr., and that name would be the name we say is in person, the name of person N-BIS, who has been deployed to head the school at location E. Is that right, Mr. Witness?
Yes, it is right.
Court officer, excuse me, before I go, that you'd agree, Mr. Witness, that this is the same school to which the letter we have just seen, to which the person concerned has been transferred to, as indicated in the letter we have just seen?
Yes.
Court officer, could you show the witness the next page, please? It's page 0670.
The page is being shown to the witness.
Thank you, court officer. Can you kindly expand the entry of the 18th June 07? And Mr. Witness, you agree that this indicates an entry of 18 June 2007, is that right?
Yes.
And the entry reads as follows: a meeting by the executive BOG, then Mr. a person we list as person Q, PIS, person Q, has been appointed to act as a deputy after the transfer of person N bis. Did you see that?
Yes, I have seen.
Mr. Witness, why did you tell the Office of the Prosecutor that person N bis was principal at location D when you gave them your statement?
I had told them he was the deputy principal, but it seemed when he was writing, he never indicated that he was the deputy principal.
But Mr. Witness, what I'm trying to drive at is that as at June 2007, person N bis was no longer working at location D at all. Did you, in fact, know when you spoke to the Office of the Prosecutor that person N bis was no longer working at location D as of November of 2007?
I didn't know.
Mr. Witness, in your statement, you also mentioned other individuals, person L and person M, as being chairman and vice chairman of the location, of the BOG of location D. Do you remember that? I am referring specifically to paragraph 135 of your statement. Sorry, paragraph 35 of your statement. Person L and person M as being chairman and vice chairman, respectively, of the BOG of location D.
Yes, I have seen.
I would now like you to take a look at a document. It's contained, Mr. President, in tab 13. It is KEN-D09-0038-0422. Kindly put it up the screen for the witness, please.
The witness is being shown the document.
Mr. Witness, you agree that this letter purports to be from the Ministry of Education, correct?
Yes, it is correct.
And it is dated 9 July 2004, is that right?
Yes.
And it is a letter addressed to the District Education Officer of Wasingisu District, right?
Yes.
And the subject is Board of Governors members for location D, is that right?
Yes.
And the letter claims to be a letter which is forwarding the appointment letters of 10 members of the Board of Governors of location D, is that right?
Yes.
And please take a look at the document. It's dated 9 July 2004. Do you see in this list of names the name of person M? Person M, please take a look at the PIS. Did you see the name of person M in this document?
It is not there.
Take a look at the names listed under section 44, subsection 2, paragraph C. I note that the third name, is it the same as the name you refer to as person L?
No.
Could you tell the court what is the difference?
Now we're in open session.
Yes, Mr. President, thanks for that reminder. Could you kindly tell the court what is the difference? Is there any gender difference in these names?
Yes, the one in this letter is a female.
And the one you referred to in your statement?
Is a male.
Thank you very much, Mr. Witness. Mr. President, may I ask that this document be marked for identification?
Will be so marked.
The confidential document KEN D0900380422 will bear the number MFI T D09000245.
Court officer, may I ask that document contained in tab 16, KEN D09-0038-0427 be showed to the witness, please?
There you go. The document was shown to the witness.
May the document also be put up the screen, please? Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Court Officer. Mr. Witness, do you agree that the heading of the document claims to be from location D?
Now let's correct something on the record. So it should be that the document is being shown to the witness. Is that it, court officer, as we speak?
Yes, Mr. President, it's being shown the document together also with the PIS.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Mr. Witness, the document purports to be from location D, is that right?
Yes.
and it is dated 21 September 2007, correct?
Correct.
And it claims to be executive BOG meeting on 21 September 2007 in the library, correct?
Yes.
Please take a look at the PIS and tell us who in this document is stated as chairman of the BOG. Please refer to the PIS.
Yes, the one indicated by letter O.
So this document states that person O was the chairman of the BOG that held its meeting on 21 September 2007. That's what you see here, correct?
Yes.
Are you familiar with the names of the other people listed in this document?
Yes.
Mr. President, may I ask that this document, I think we had seen this document before. I would supply the MFI number in a minute. It is MFI 239 for the record. May I ask that another document be showed to the witness? It's in tab 17. Date is ERN number KEN-D09-0038-0429, tab 17.
Mr. Fowl, what were you about to do with this document, the last one we saw, where I noticed at line 18, you were beginning to ask something. Were you?
I changed my mind.
You changed your mind.
I realized it was already MFI'd.
Okay, you were going to ask for MFI, but then you realized it was already MFI'd.
Yes, Mr.
Okay,
President.
we
Thank
just
you
want to
very
be
much.
clear on the record.
Thank you very much, Mr. President.
The document KEN-D09-0038-0429 is being shown to the witness.
Mr. Witness, we had seen this document before. It is MFI 243. And you would agree, Mr. Witness, that this document claims or purports to come from the principal of location D. Is that right?
Yes.
And you would agree that it states that the term of the BOG, of the present BOG, expired and would request your office to send an official on Tuesday, 16 November 2007, to come and nominate a new BOG body to serve in the next term. Did I read the contents correctly?
Your Honor, I believe it's 6.
The 6th of November 2007, it says, and to come and nominate a new BOG body to serve in the next term. Did I read it correctly?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. And finally, on this topic, I would like to show you one last document that is contained in KEN-D09-0038-0435 in tab 20. Kindly put it up the screen, please.
The document is being shown to the witness.
And Mr. Witness, you would agree that this letter purports to be from the Ministry of Education, correct?
Correct.
And it is dated July 29, 2008, correct?
Yes.
And it is addressed to the District Education Officer for Wasingishu, is that right?
Yes.
And Mr. Witness, you agree that the heading or the subject states Board of Governors membership, location D, is that right?
Yes.
And it reads, enclosed herewith, please find the appointment letters of 10 members of the Board of Governors of location D for your information, forwarding, and further necessary action. These appointments by the Minister for Education are effective from 1st April 2008 and have been made in accordance with the Education Act, Cap 211, Section 10. Did I read that correctly, Mr. Witness?
Yes.
And take a look at the appointments under Section 4(2)B. Do you see the name of person M listed in those names, person M?
Yes, I have seen.
Take a look at the appointments under Section 4(2)C. Do you see the name of person L listed amongst those names?
Yes.
And Mr. Witness, this letter claims to be appointing these people to the new board effective from 1st April 2008, is that right?
Yes.
Mr. Witness, why then did you tell the Office of the Prosecutor that person L and person M were chairman and vice chairman of the board during the Harambe on 19 November 2007?
I wasn't sure of the members of the Board of Governors of the school.
Mr. Far, what paragraph?
Para 35, Mr. President. Page 0025, or page 7 of the statement, of the first statement. It reads, the Harambe was organized by the Board of Governance, the chairman of which was person L, and the vice chairman was person M. And then he later attributed certain activities to these two individuals.
Proceed.
Mr. President, may I ask that this document be marked for identification, please?
Will be so marked.
The confidential document KEN D0900380435 will bear the number MFI T D09000246.
Mr. Witness, just before I leave this point, you told the court that you were sure of their positions in the board. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Essentially, Mr. Witness, you cooked it up, didn't you?
Yes.
I would now move on to another topic. You told the OTP in your diary that at 3rd December 2007, in my 2007 diary, I have entered youth rally at Ruto's home -- nomination papers. In my 2008 diary, I have entered youth rally at Ruto's home. This is my handwriting in both entries. I wrote the entry in my 2007 diary that day. I wrote the entry in the 2008 diary at a later date, but I did not remember when. I have no explanation for why I left out nomination papers from the 2008 diary. Do you recall saying that to the prosecution?
Yes.
Mr. Witness, I just want us to examine the details of what you have told the prosecution, and then I would ask you questions on this. You went on to say that the youth, that is the next paragraph, it's tab 2, Mr. President, is the prosecution exhibit 133. And in paragraph 24, you went on to say, the youth had assembled in a place called Miley Tisa outside Eldoret in order to escort Ruto, who was delivering his nomination papers to the Electoral Commission of Kenya, ECK. The youth were traveling in matatus and lorries. After Ruto had presented his papers, there was a lunch held for the youth in Ruto's home in Sugoi. I saw this convoy at around 2 p.m. at Tobo Trading Center traveling to Ruto's home. I could hear the youth singing a song called Vijana Musulale Bado Mapambano, which means, youth, don't sleep, the struggle continues. This was a popular ODM song used in this period. That's what you said, Mr. Witness?
Yes.
Mr. Fowl, just for the record, is it the case then that the previous
quote or excerpt I read?
Yes.
From the same document, Mr. President, from the same page.
Paragraph 23?
Yes, Mr. President.
All right.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Mr. Witness, I'll say it from the beginning. We agree that there was a youth rally organized by Honorable Ruto in 2007. Now I want to show you a video, and then I would ask some questions. And please watch it carefully. It's KEN-D09-0018-0098-0098. Track 1, please. Could you kindly move it to, just to save time, timestamp 05 7.40 and play it to 7.41. President, the transcript is contained in KEN -D09-0038 -0695, and the portion we are going to play now would be at 0699, specifically at lines 114 to line 117. It's at tab 23. Thank you.
Mr. Esafal, sorry, could you please confirm the level of confidentiality of the video?
It's a public document.
Thank you.
Now, can you take that again? It will be more helpful for you to take us to the tab first. So we're there, then to make sure we're there before telling us the precise place. If you do it the other way around, you have to repeat it.
Thank you very much, Mr.
So
President.
what
I am
precise?
well guided. It's tab 23, Mr. President.
Yes, we've got tab 23, but what precise point?
It's the timestamp 05.40. We are going to play it to 0741, but look at specifically lines 114 to lines 117.
Yes.
Na mtu kusaliwa katika kabila fulani sio makosa yake, ni mapenzi ya Mungu. Kweli masikini. Lakini hatutaki uongozi ambao unachukua mambo ya Mungu wanakuja wanaweka ndani, wanatugawanya kama Wakenya. Bwana Kibaki hafai kuongoza chochote, na wale wote wanaounga mkono Bwana Kibaki ni sawa na yeye. Naibu wa waziri anaitwa Bwana Peter Kenneth, anatoka Mount Kenya. Permanent Secretary anaitwa Bwana Kinyo, anatoka Kenya. Gavana wa Central Bank anaitwa Bwana Ndungu, anatoka Kenya. Director General wa Kenya Revenue Authority anakusanya ushuru wote Mount Kenya. Hiyo ni ukabila ama sio ukabila? Mtoto anafaa kwenda nyumbani ama hafai?
Mr. Witness, are you familiar with Sugoi?
Yes.
The image is stopped at this particular point. Could you, at 06.58 seconds, could you tell us what you see here?
Yes.
What
I am seeing a huge crowd of people, and behind it, I am seeing tiled houses.
Are you familiar with this house? Do you know this house?
No, I don't know.
Have you ever been there?
I don't know the house, so I think I have not gone there.
We say, Mr. Witness, that is Honorable Ruto's home in Sugoi. What do you say to that?
I'm not sure.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. Before we leave this, I just want to read out from the transcript what we think we heard and ask you whether that is also what you heard. Did you hear the speaker? Who, in fact, Mr. Witness, who was the speaker in this clip?
It was Mr. Ruto.
and the clothing you see him wear, did it have any political significance in 2007?
Yes.
Could you tell the court what significance?
It was used by those people supporting the ODM.
Thank you very much, Mr. Witness. And I just want to read out from the transcript what we say we heard, and you'll confirm to the court whether that also, that's also what you heard. Are we together? Whether
Yes.
it's a true record of what you heard. Are we together?
Yes.
And I am reading from lines 114 of the transcript, Mr. President. And it said, William Ruto speaking.
1 second. Can you ask him to summarize and if he can get the main points of what he just said?
Thank you, Mr. President. You would agree, Mr. Witness, that he was talking about... Mr. Witness, could you summarize what you heard the speaker say?
Sorry?
Let's play the clip again for the witness.
Thank you, Mr. President.
What part of the video and by the speech you were interested in?
0540, please, to 0741. 2 minutes of it, please.
Na mtu kusaliwa katika kabila fulani sio makosa yake, ni mapenzi ya Mungu. Kweli ama si kweli? Lakini hatutaki uongozi ambao unachukua mambo ya Mungu wanakuja wanaweka ndani, wanatugawanya kama Wakenya. Bwana Kibaki hafai kuongoza chochote, na wale wote wanaounga mkono Bwana Kibaki ni sawa na yeye.
Could you stop it there, please? Could you stop it there? Mr. Witness, could you tell the court what you just heard?
Yes, I have heard the speaker, who is Mr. Ruto, talking about ethnicity, that to be born in a certain tribe is not a mistake, but it will be a mistake if now people divide themselves on tribal lines.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. We stopped it at timestamp 06.4.
You can now read the record, what you have in your translation.
Yes, thank you. 0614, that's where we stopped it. This is the translation of what we have. We have said we do not want tribalism. Is it true or not true? Listen keenly. If someone is born in a particular tribe, it is not his mistake. It is God's will. Is it true or not true? But we do not want leadership where you take issues of God, distort them, and come and lie to us Kenyans. Mr. Kibaki is not fit to lead anything, and all those joining hands with Kibaki are like him. And then applause from the crowd. Mr. Witness, does that accord with what you heard?
Yes.
Mr. President, we are going to play another segment of this same video. Just give me a second, let me confer with my colleague. Yes, I just was to play another segment of the video. Kindly move it to 7 minutes, 41 seconds. And I'll be interested in lines 141 to 143 of the transcript.
Makinari hiyo imebadilika ama bado imekuwa na magari? Sasa tutawaonyesha. Ama na magari? Tuko pamoja? Tuko pamoja? Mimi ndugu zangu, vijana wenzangu, naomba kura yenu kama mbunge wa.
Okay, stop it there, please. Mr. Witness, could you help us tell the court what you have just heard?
Yes, I have heard Mr. Ruto pleading with the youth that he was seeking re-election as the MP for Eldoret North.
And which year was this, from your knowledge of Kenyan politics?
The elections of the 2007.
Thank you very much, Mr. Witness. Could you kindly continue playing the video, please?
Badilishe Kenya hii. Tuko pamoja? Tuko pamoja? Alafu mimi naomba kura zenu kwa madiwani wetu hawa wa ODM. Hapa kama mmoja wenu. Mimi najua kulikuwa na hitilafu ya hapa na pale katika uchaguzi ama mchujo wa madiwani. Unaona hiyo? Makaratasi yalifika kama ichelewa, ukawa na majina hayako katika ile orodha, ukawa na mambo machache hapa na pale. Lakini ndugu zangu, mimi nasema
kindly stop it there, please. And Mr. Witness, could you tell the court what you heard him say? I'm looking at the transcript from 145 to 147.
I've heard him talking about or asking about people to vote. And then he was also talking about the anomalies that happened during the nomination, the primaries of the party, that some materials came late.
And for which party was he soliciting for votes?
ODM.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. And for the record, we played the video up to 8 minutes, 41 seconds. And now may I ask that track 2 be played, please. And Mr. President, track 2 is contained in KEN-09-0018-0098, and the transcript, it is in tab 24. The transcript is in tab 24, KEN-D09-0027-0006 at page 007. It's the translation of the transcript, and I am particularly interested in lines 13 and 14. Kindly play it, please.
Lakini ile statement mwenyewe anaitwa Bwana Wanjui. Sasa wako na njama ati kabla ya kupigwa kura watatoa report ama opinion poll ati Kibaki ametishinda.
Stop it there, please. Mr. Witness, could you tell us what you've just heard him say?
Yes, I have heard Mr. Ruto talking about opinion polls that were released during that year. And he is saying that there are plans by a certain group which is doing the opinion polls that before the elections, they will show President Kibaki leading among the opinion polls from the voters.
Do you recall the name of the polling agency that he mentioned?
Yes, he's talking about Ipsos Synovate.
Mr. Witness, perhaps we should play it again so you could listen carefully. Please take it again. There were several polling houses at the time, but listen carefully. Stop it there. Did you hear him mention a name at this stage?
Yes, he mentioned Stateman.
Was Stateman a polling house, a polling agency at the time?
Yes, it used to conduct opinion polls.
And please continue playing to timestamp 8:39, please. Mr. President, refer to lines 48 to 53 of the same transcript. Thank you. From 8:39 to 10:51, please.
Watu wa Mailine, mimi ninafurahi kusimama hapa nyumbani. Na tunasema ya kwamba mwaka huu ni mwaka wa mabadiliko. Ni kweli ama si kweli? Mwaka huu tutabadilisha serikali, iache kuwa ya serikali ya wakubwa, iwe serikali ya Wakenya wote. Tunakubaliana ama tukubaliana? Tunasema mwaka huu rasilimali itatoka Nairobi, mamlaka itatoka Nairobi, ije mashinani. Ni kweli ama si kweli? Ndio tunasema tunataka serikali ya mashinani. Mingi imekuwa serikali ambayo...
Mr. Witness, could you tell the court what you've just heard?
Yes, I have heard Mr. Ruto talking about elections, and he was saying that in that elections there were going to be changes, that the government should be devolved, and that the government should be brought closer to the people.
Did you hear him at the beginning mention a particular location?
Yes, he mentioned a place called Mailine.
Do you know this place?
Yes, I know it.
Mr. Witness, in your statement, paragraph 24, not this one, the second statement, you said a group, the group of youths, okay, rather, let me just read it exactly as it is stated here. The youth had assembled in a place called Mailitisa outside Eldoret in order to escort Ruto, who was delivering his nomination papers to the Electoral Commission of Kenya, ECK. Do you remember saying that?
Yes.
Coming from Sugoi, going to Eldoret, could you tell us the villages that are next to Mailitisa?
Yes. We have Juakali, and then we have Sigawet, we have Leseru.
Do you have Mailini?
It is not so near. You have to go a bit more kilometers.
From Sugoi going to Eldoret, do you have to pass through Mailini?
Yes.
And how far is Mailini from Mailitisa?
It is roughly, approximately 7 kilometers.
What does Mailine mean in Kiswahili?
It means 4 miles.
And Mailitisa?
It means 9 miles.
How did these two villages come to acquire their names?
I just found them being called that way. I don't know surely how those names came to be.
Well, Mr. Witness, you know Kenya certainly much more than we do, but the story is that Mailitisa is given that name because it is 9 miles from Eldoret. Is that right?
I don't know.
And Mailine is also given its name because it's about 4 miles from Eldoret. Is that right?
I believe so.
And you would agree that going to Eldoret from Sugoi, when you pass Mailitisa, you would eventually have to pass Mailine before you get to Eldoret. Is that right?
Yes, that is right.
Thank you very much, Mr. Witness. Mr. Witness, you told Mr. Witness, you told the prosecution that the youth escorted Honorable Ruto to Eldoret to deliver his nomination papers. Do you recall that?
Yes.
I want you to pay attention to what we have just seen, the images we have just seen. I would also play the rest of the video, and then I would ask you questions. Perhaps maybe I'll just skip the rest of this video because of in view of time and go to track 3, please. Track 3 is contained in KEN-D09-0018-0098, and it is contained in tab 24, the transcript, and the document reference is KEN-D09-0027-0010. In tab 24, Mr. President, we have 2 documents. The second document would be the one we are referring to. From 155 to 358, please.
It's just out of secrecy. First, yes. So there are questions that I will ask you, and the answer should either be yes or no. Are you under a sentence of imprisonment exceeding 6 months, both on you by a court? You've been charged with bankrupt in accordance with the Kenya law. Do you hold or are a court of law? Have you been convicted by a court of an offense under the Election Offences Act? Have you been found guilty of or reported to be guilty of an election offense by a court of law? Are you a full-time member or an employee of a state corporation? No. Are you a full-time member or an employee of a public university? Yeah. I give you my receipt. Certainly nominated.
Could you stop it there, please? Mr. Witness, could you tell the court what you have just seen in this video?
Yes, I have seen Mr. Ruto being asked some questions before he was cleared to run for the MP Eldoret North. I believe by the officials of the Electoral Commission of Kenya.
Are you familiar with this type of process?
Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Witness. When you spoke to the prosecution and told them in paragraph 24 of that of the second statement that the youth were escorting Ruto to Eldoret for him to deliver his nomination papers, was this event the event you were talking about? Event you have just seen in the video?
Yes.
Continue playing the video, please, from where it is, from where it stopped.
Of cooperation from the constituents of Eldoret North. I think I can speak on their behalf. We want, as the people of Eldoret North, a peaceful election because we believe in an open contest and we believe in fairness. And I am looking forward to very good.
Could you stop it there, please? Mr. President, what Honorable Ruto just said is in English, and it is contained in lines 26 to 28 of the second document in tab 24. And for the record, perhaps I should read it out. The timestamp is 0321 to 4 minutes. And it says, cooperation from the constituents of Eldoret North. I think I can speak on their behalf. We want, as the people of Eldoret North, a peaceful election because we believe in an open contest and we believe in fairness. And I am looking forward to a very good, and then the rest of it is unintelligible. Mr. Witness, was that what you heard?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Let's continue to play the video. Play from timestamp 7.59, please.
Kibaki amejionea leo. Hata Luki mwenyewe amejionea.
Could you stop it there, please? Mr. Witness, do you recognize the place that is being depicted in this video?
No.
Could you start it again, please, from 7.59? And please just look very keenly.
Kibaki amejionea leo, hata Luki mwenyewe amejionea. Haya, ambia watu hiyo statement kwa haya serikali.
Do you recognize this place now?
Yes.
Where is it?
It is in Eldoret town.
Do you know exactly where in Eldoret town?
No.
But how do you know it's in Eldoret town?
I've seen some buildings there.
And where in Eldoret town are those buildings? Mr. President, in view of the time, perhaps I can leave it at that until we resume this afternoon.
Can he at least answer the last question?
Could you, perhaps he should be given a chance to see more of the video and then answer the question. Please play it again. Thank you.
Ni ODM. Iko serikali nyingine. Ni ODM bali ya nyundo. Mheshimiwa kuna nyundo.
There, please. And Mr. Witness, do you recognize this place?
Surely I don't recognize the exact place.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Okay, we will take our lunch break now and we'll come back at 2:30. Court will rise.
All rise. We will.